Hello and welcome to the show. As you can see in the thumbnail, it is a shocking moment. We have stopped using the Canon 550D camera. You know, I've had it for ages and ages and I live stream with it, but it's been decommissioned and we've changed it to another camera. No shock which camera we changed it to. You can see that there. So what we'll do today is I'm going to talk to you about why that camera he's not seen much time in front of the camera. He's always been behind the camera recording me. So that's the 550D. You can see there, that's the camera. It's a solid camera, but why did I change? Well, I changed from my Canon 550D to a 250D. So technically the numbers have gone backwards, so you'll think it's older, but no, it's not. The 250D is a newer camera. I did a full video explaining what the new camera is about, why I'm using it, but I thought for the people that follow and originally saw me using the 250D, I've still got it. I still use it. That lens there was off my 250D, and I've actually put the 50mm lens that I used on this camera onto my 250D to get this nicer shot. So the main reason, this is like the essential tips now. The reason I changed from the 250D live streaming there from the 550 is the 550D, I had to install Magic Lantern on there. I use it for live streaming. Think about that now. So when I use it for live streaming, I plug in the camera and put it there. Then I plug in a HDMI cable, HDMI capture card into my computer. And then when I want to live stream, I come and turn on my button here, which turns on my lights. And then I have to physically go over to the camera and turn it on. Well, it's turned on because I have a dummy battery in there. But I have to actually click this button here to make it movie mode to enable the video signal. And I don't really like doing that because I stream so many times. I do a couple of live shows. I do videos every now and again. When I get a question, I just make a video about it. And it's quicker to just let the camera automatically turn on. So the good thing about the 250D that I moved over to, when I turn the power on, because it works off a dummy battery, it automatically comes onto the screen and I'm ready to use it on my software OBS I use, So that's one reason. Another reason, when I was moving, this camera did not have autofocus in live view, so I was actually getting blurry and the photo quality wasn't excellent, video quality even. So that was another reason. But the main reason I moved away from this is I was using the Canon EOS webcam tool for a long time, and that webcam tool was being used via USB. So the workflow was, I used to plug it in, I used to open up the Canon EOS software, and I used to take the thumbnail image for the video that I'm recording on the camera while it was on my live streaming setup. So I had the photo ready, then I close the EOS tool, go to the Windows task menu, close it from there, and then OBS would open up and the EOS webcam utility software would kick off and this camera would become a webcam at 720p. Well, not even 720p, it was less than that. It's like a square format similar to how the screen is. So that was limiting. It was quite a bit blurry, so it was interesting to use that for a long amount of time. I've come up to about 600 videos on my channel now. I've got loads of videos. They were all mostly recorded with this camera, other than a few random ones where we tested like webcams and all that stuff, action cameras and that says in the title. So the main reason I moved from the 5 to the 550D is, firstly, I can live stream with it via HDMI out up to 4K with the right capture card. And I moved to a better capture card as well now, so my capture card is less likely to freeze on me, because we did a video about that explaining why the USB standard cheaper one had a few issues with it and it kept freezing for me. But this video is about the 550D. I still have the camera, I still use the camera, so it's not totally obsolete. You can, as you can put a good lens on there and it'll do perfectly fine. So alongside that, I use the 5D as well, the bigger camera, so technically I could just do this and that is good to go. So even though it's a starter camera, 550, you've got a pro lens on there, it'll take amazing video recording. It's just in live stream where I was struggling with it. But that we need to keep in mind. If you're thinking about getting a live streaming camera, you want to get something future proofed, I'll put a few links in the description to let you know, like the camera that I got on my setup. It might be helpful to see. Would I buy a 550D again? Probably not now. Previously, I would have probably bought it, but because of the live view and the live streaming aspect of things, I want focus following. So like auto-focusing, AI servo they call it, I think, in the live view mode. But I have that on the 250D, which is why I'm using that. I think it's nice to let you know about this because a lot of people that followed me originally came from this camera, the 550D. So I would say I'm going to keep it and I'm going to decide what I want to do with it. I might do something funky with it. But yeah, photo wise it's perfectly fine. At the moment I use it a lot in my Amazon live show because it's a good comparison size, like for cameras, if I show you what I mean by that. So for example, if someone is new to photography, I wouldn't say get a full frame DSLR camera because it's quite big, but in size comparison you can see what like the sizes are for the cameras, so it gives you a good comparison. So it's more of a dummy thing now I use on my show to like give an aspect ratio kind of idea of that. But yeah, that was a look at why I stopped using my Canon 550D Canon camera, also known as a T2i in many countries. I've done another video here about why I stopped using the Canon EOS webcam utility tool. You definitely need to check that out because that's what I was using with this camera. I'll see you on that video now.